Welcome to Behind the Seams. I'm Brody Hyman, joined alongside Peyton Parker with the Wingspan, and today we have Easton Leahy and Coach Everhart joining us today. Just going to be going over some of the stuff they've been doing this offseason, and now they're underway with their own season, just kind of getting in depth on that. So, what does your guys' offseason look like? What has the offseason kind of evolved, and having it been your first offseason, what did it look like?
Yeah. You want me to go?
Yeah.
So our offseason, it was something we started actually way back at the latter part of the summer. We started opening up the ball fields to a lot of the young players who were getting ready to start school at Gretna East. Invited them out to open field workouts once a week, and then as the school started in August, it became a regular occurrence of putting strength and conditioning programs together twice a week, sometimes upwards of 3 times a week, and then getting out on the field and just getting them an opportunity to get used to each other and throwing the baseball around a little bit and having fun.
So it's all about.
How has the foundation or culture been built over the offseason? So, like, teammates, one team, I've heard that phrase said a lot. What does that look like?
We don't have seniors, so we're kind of undersized compared to a lot of schools, so we really got to bond together because we'll be going up against a lot of schools that have seniors and older guys, and so basically it's a lot of the juniors and sophomores bringing in the freshmen who are new to it, and we've played high school baseball longer than they have, and so it's just about having fun with each other and bringing each other in and learning new things and teaching the younger players.
And on that culture topic, what has the culture? You guys are coming off this big win against Bryan, but what does this culture on the field look like for you guys? What is, as a player and as a teammate, how are you guys kind of using that culture on the field, and how did it turn out against Bryan, against Benson?
Yeah, it's just about having fun and just putting what we did in practice to work and just trusting ourselves and having fun is the most important part.
Yeah, we talked about trusting the process and not being overly focused on outcomes. So it's not always a win or lose. It's about how we execute the fundamentals. And any of these guys on the ball team, they're a great group of guys. I usually tell folks they're good kids, but they're better than good kids. They're great young leaders, and so they want to do better every chance they can. Yeah.
What is the season's motto? Obviously being the first year, what is it?
I think it's just setting ourselves up for next year. We're, again, a young team, and it's just getting the hang of things and just showing people what we got, because we've never seen us play before, and they're going to be shocked when we get on the field and show everybody what we can do. It's just making a run and see how far we can go and just see how far we can make it into the postseason.
Yeah. You said it earlier too, Peyton. You said the one team, and we really believe that. We've got a great group of coaches, and although our coaches are divided into the different squads from the varsity, JV, and freshman reserve, any one of them fits with the other squads as well. And same thing with our players. I think our players do an amazing job of being self-empowered to want to work with each other. And we talked about trusting the process, trust each other, talk about leading and being leaders. Everyone needs to be a leader on the team, and then compete. We want to see everybody push themselves. So one team, and trust, lead, and compete.
Yeah. I know Easton said your guys' goal is just kind of show them what you're going to do out there and show them how you guys are built. But is there anything else? What are your guys' specific goals going forward as a team this season?
Yeah, I think as a team, our goal is to just compete at the highest level that we can. And Easton makes a great point. We're a young group of guys. We have no seniors, and a part of that is it's going to be exciting to see how the young guys step up. And when we compete with a lot of the other teams, especially the most competitive teams, at least 50% of their roster is going to be probably juniors and seniors anyhow. And so not ours, right? So we've got juniors, sophomores, and we'll even have freshmen competing on that roster base. So I think it's exciting to see how many teams we can surprise.
Mm-hmm.
What is the strategy for this season? Obviously, not being the biggest team in the world, are you guys going to play small ball, run the bases? What is that going to look like?
From a player standpoint, what we did a little bit on Friday was just, I know the score doesn't show what we try to execute in the first couple innings, but it's get ahead early and just catch as many runs across as we can and just keep piling it on and be aggressive on the base paths. And that's when, from an experience point, when guys are running the bases more aggressively, which we plan to do. It creates a lot of chaos, and that's when you get more throwing errors and you get more runs across. And so I think from a player standpoint, it's just being more aggressive, but being smart on the defensive side as well.
Yeah. And how have you guys how have you practiced that? Would you say you guys are just kind of in practice, or what has been your guys' practice plan? How has that worked out?
Yeah, so I think Easton nailed it, right? He hit it out of the park on that. The practice plan is we always have to have the fundamentals that we work on. Always the fundamentals and basics that we need to be good at. But then we try to speed up the game. So if we're hitting double fungos, maybe it's a triple fungo with a machine going, and baseballs are moving around the bases a lot. Mm-hmm. So we try to get it where you have to stay focused, and the tempo of what we try to present to the players is fast-paced. So when you get into the game actually slows down a little bit for you, as opposed to getting caught up in the activity and the quickness of the game.
Yeah.
So obviously, you guys enacted that strategy of scoring a lot of runs against Benson. So what do you believe your strengths are as a team?
Running the bases for sure. We got a lot of speed, and I think we're very good with, when we do bunt the ball, we practice it at practice every day. We just got to get it down. Bunts are given, and so I think our team is, like you said, I think we're more of a small ball team. We're not going to hit a lot of home runs, or so yeah, just creating that chaos. We got a lot of speed, and just see what we can do on the base pass.
So I know you say all these strengths, but what are some of the weaknesses? I know every team has a weakness, but what are some of the things that you guys, obviously every team has a weakness, but what can you work on? What is going to be something you look forward to, and kind of every practice you got to get better at that as a team?
So I think what they will be very interesting to see, and I'm actually looking forward to it, is when we get challenged. And just like when you talk about a leadership aspect, is you get to learn a lot about the character and leadership of people in a team when they reach adversity. So when we're faced with a situation where it's a close game, or if we don't prevail on top as a win, it'll be really interesting to see how a young team holds together, the adversity of what happens at that point. And so, and if anything, that's where the coaching staff has to come in and also be able to keep it together under adversity. So that'll be probably the biggest challenge. And that'll be fun to watch.
Yeah. Going into tomorrow night against Brian, what are you looking to see? What are you looking to do? What are you looking to see from a team? What are you guys looking to kind of similar what you did against Benson, or what is kind of the game plan tomorrow night?
Just execute, try to get another win in our column, just try to get as many wins as you can to get more points, but also learn, get more experience while you're at it too. We got a young team, and just execute, not make mental mistakes, and just go out there and have fun.
Yeah. I know you guys have a busy schedule. I was talking to Coach Everhart about it. You guys have a tournament this weekend, and so you got a lot of games. So what are you guys going to do as a team, kind of as a rotation? You got a lot of arms, but what are you going to do, pitching staff and all these young guys like that? How are you going to manage that? How are you going to manage that as a coach?
Yeah, so really another great benefit to our program, I think, is the coaching staff that we have. And we've got a pretty good feel for, across all the squads, coaches who have pitching experience. Mm-hmm. And so Coach Renshaw, he's our pitching guru. He's got a lot of hidden talents. People probably don't know it, but he's a avid sock collector. He does lyrical dance, and he really knows pitching really well. So he's got a plan. He's got something in place. So I trust him.
All right, I just have a bit of a fun question. If you could have any player from any era on the team, who would it be?
Probably Ricky Henderson. He's so fast, and kind of what we do. We're a fast team, going to probably bunt a lot, especially against those teams where we can't really, hit the ball well against or whatever, because not every day is perfect. Bunting's going to be important, and you got to have speed, so probably Ricky Henderson.
Yeah. Probably one of my favorites, and not a lot of folks know about him, he's in the Hall of Fame, is Bill Mazeroski.
Ooh.
And so Bill Mazeroski played for 16 years back for the Pirates, all on one team. He was a World Series MVP at one point, and he I think his career batting average is somewhere around 260. Nothing spectacular, but when it came to the tough positions in a game, situations, he always came through, just like he did in Game 9 against the Yankees in the 60s, where he had the home run.
I was going to say, didn't he get a walk-off?
So he did, nice. He may not run the bases as fast as we do now,
Yeah.
He's a little bit older, but they, those would be great players to have.
Anything else you guys like to add? I mean, tomorrow you got that game against Bryan, so anything else you guys want to add on top of all this?
I would just say come out and watch the Griffs play. These guys have a lot of fun. I think our team warm-ups look fun. We've got a mental aspect to the game, which I watch these guys do when they're out there stretching, and then they go to the mental piece of getting themselves prepared for the game. And I absolutely enjoy watching these guys relax.
Yeah.
And then they play and compete. So Griffin Baseball is a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, what's coming on today, folks? I'm Brady Hyman, joined alongside Peyton Parker. This has been Behind the Seams. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.